So I talked to these guys last year ahead of the Big Door Prize season 1. We're back for season 2. I'm so thrilled it got renewed. It's just as good the second season. Chris O'Dowd, Josh Segarra. So rewind us, take us where we were in season 1 now to season 2.
So a magic machine turns up in a little town. We don't know where the little town is, somewhere in America. The machine gathers information from these townspeople and tells them what their true life potential is going to be. And then these individual characters, Giorgio or Dusty, they may decide to follow the path that this machine is laying out, and it kind of upends their reality and messes with their heads and hopefully brings the odd laugh along the way. And when we leave the season 1, my marriage is kind of under question, and Giorgio's kind of laid bare a lot of the truths about himself and is maybe finding a little love himself. And that's where we find him at the start of 2. Is that right?
That's exactly right.
That's ish.
Sounds right to me. I'll direct this next one at Josh. You guys kind of were at each other's, not really at each other's throats, but angst in the first season. But now you guys kind of have this lovely relationship where at one point your character's moving in with his character. And so what is it like now finally being on each other's good graces in the show?
Well, Giorgio always thought he was in Dusty's good graces. He was just reading that situation kind of wrong. Now, I feel like this time around, you're seeing Giorgio fulfill his potential that he's always should have been, which is he's just a hype man. He wants to make sure his friends are doing okay. He wants to make sure that his friends are happy. And seeing Dusty so down probably hurts Giorgio just as much as it hurts Dusty. So we get to see Giorgio try to help out along the way.
And you guys are such a positive light and such an encouraging show that everyone needs to watch. And when we have all these terrible events happening on in the world, what's it like being a part of this great show that is so uplifting?
Not really. Like what you just said, honestly, is that it's been so nice to be able to be like, so what show is your Apple show? I'm like, oh, it's the show where you feel uplifted. It talks about big life questions. And I think you'll honestly want to feel like you're in the town and you can put yourself inside this town and you can ask yourself, what would I do if right now some machine told me that I should do something completely different? And that's a fun question to ponder.
It definitely is. And that's where Chris's character is started at in season 2. So what are you listen to this machine? Do you listen with your gut? What are your instincts?
I mean, my instincts are all off. Like I'm acting somehow as a voice of reason in this maddening, kind of ever contracting circle of just wild behavior. But it does feel exciting to be part of a show that's, you know, for the most part, funny and thoughtful in a world that doesn't kind of seem that most of the time. There's less and less comedy on television, and that kind of distraction that people need. It's not just it's essential. I think that these kind of things are essential, whether it's this one or another one. You need something to distract you from the vagaries of life. Otherwise, what's the point?
Absolutely essential. Make sure the Big Door Prize is on your weekly list, on your binge list. Thank you both so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I have to thank David Westreed, first of all, for helping create one of probably my all-time favorite show, Schitt's Creek. But you have to see his new show. Well, this is the second season of the Big Door Prize. I'm talking with him about this new second season. So catch us up on this first season.
So the first season of the Big Door Prize follows the residents of this small town called Deerfield, who have this machine arrive in their town in the general store. The machine's called the Morpho, and for the price of $2, you're able to find out your life's potential. It's printed for you on a card. This is what would happen if everything went right with your brain and body. And it throws the town into a bit of a tailspin as people start to reevaluate all of their life choices and think about what they could still be. And then in the second season, as these characters are evolving themselves, the machine also evolves and starts giving people a second stage of the machine, which is visions that tell them even more about their lives and their potentials and encourages them to take even bigger risks.
And with this machine, it almost sounds a little sci-fi, but it's really not sci-fi. It's such an uplifting, like heartfelt, encouraging show that we really could use in today's day and age. Was that your intention to bring this kind of warm show to audiences?
Yeah, I think it's a really empathetic and compassionate show about people that we can relate to and love. It's really not a sci-fi show. It has one magic element, but it's just grounded human stories that interest me the most.
Yeah, and we see each episode we kind of dig deeper into each of these characters. So obviously, second season we get to explore more characters, but it all comes back to Chris O'Dowd's character, Josh Segarra. They're standouts in the show. I love talking with them. What's it like working with them?
I mean, they're both incredible to work with. They're hilarious and also really strong, dramatic actors, surprisingly. And I love that they get to show off the full range of their talents in this show. They're just a pleasure to work with.
Yeah. And what's really exciting about a second season is it seems like, okay, you get the first season, you're still kind of exploring what you want to do with the show. But once you get that renewal, you're all in. You can have free range to do what you want. What liberties did you take once you got that renewal to now go further for the Big Door Prize?
Well, on a show like this, where it's actually based on a novel by M.O. Walsh, the first season, you're still a little bit following some of the stories of the book, sticking pretty close to the original theme. And then the second season, we're really off-roading. There's nothing from the book in the second season, which is both scary and very exciting for a group of writers to just run wild with our imaginations.
That seems to be a very common theme these days when you adapt a book like Big Little Lies or Little Fires Everywhere, these very popular books that are, okay, now these creators get to do a second season with no previous source material. What did you want to include that wasn't already included, or you already had in mind, okay, we have to put this now that it's our own show?
I think it's just about honoring the original theme of the book, and which is really about the quest for happiness and the question of what does it mean to achieve your potential? Do you necessarily need to achieve your potential to be happy? So we just started thinking about what characters we wanted to see together, what relationships, romantic relationships, friendships that could form to take these characters in different directions while still remembering what that original theme was.
Yeah. If you love the first season, you're going to love the second season just as much, if not even more. Make sure you watch the Big Door Prize. New episodes streaming on Wednesdays on Apple TV+. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So I've talked with Josh Segarra. I've talked with Chris O'Dowd. Now I'm talking to the ladies, the big stars of the Big Door Prize, Gabrielle Dennis and Ally Maki. So tell us where your characters are in this second season.
Oh, Trevor, there's so much to unpack. How much time do we have? I love that this show allows us as actors to just kind of play in this space of comedy, drama, mystery, and some misery. Some of the characters, yeah. But I think where we find everyone where we left off literally last season, we pick right up, but then we dive into some backstory. We learn a little bit more about everything from Dots to the machine to Hana and then also like finding like how new relationships grow and expand. These two get together and become new besties, and
yeah,
life is good. But you know, I think it's growth. It's all about growth, and it's about what's that next stage for everyone and what that looks like. And it can be scary, it can be fun, but it is definitely a journey for every character in the show.
And Hana, your character has a really big moment. I don't want to spoil it. Well, mid-season, big moment for your character. What was it like getting this big moment that people are just going to love and embrace with your relationship?
Oh man, yeah, I'm so excited for audiences to see kind of where Hana's journey is taking her connection with people, opening herself up to, and it's fun because I feel like the audience is able to experience that in real time with her as a character. So it's been so fun to play this season, and just such an extraordinary cast to be able to work all together and find these wonderful moments.
What's so great about highlighting this extraordinary cast is in this particular show, you get these individual episodes where we kind of get the backstories of the characters because of the Morpho machine. We see where they came from, where they think they're headed. What's that like being a part of such an ensemble where everyone is highlighted and everyone is so important to this cast?
I think we're all just genuinely rooting for each other all the time. Like sometimes we don't see what the other storylines are. You know, we're not there on that filming day, and I'll watch back. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what Kaz was up to, or that's it. You know, all these different characters, and it's really fun to watch the web kind of intertwine and come together and see just the whole world that Dave has created. It's brilliant and fun and fantastical.
And I think because there's no weak link, as a fan watching the show, as a viewer, you know that you can rely on any person in the cast and their storyline to really be entertaining and worth watching, you know, and I think that's really exceptional that our casting and producers put together such a great team.
Yeah, and Gabrielle, your character has a few different storylines this season, whether it be with Chris O'Dowd, whether it be with your mother's character. There's a lot to unpack there. How did you prepare for this kind of season?
You know, a little rest on the weekends. No, just really, our executive producer David, he's just does such a good job of like show running it and like talking us through the moments as we need. So like he's always been good because I'm an actor who has a lot of questions and he's really good at like giving me that time, but it really does help because there's so much going on. It's not just like this one through line for her storyline and it's like trying to get from point A to point B, but it's like, but actually you're kind of like at point A-1 because there's all these steps and all these layers. So I'm just excited that there's so much still left. There's so much more meat on the bone as an actor that I get to work with in the future that, you know, God bless, we were fortunate enough to get that.
It's such a feel-good show. I'm so excited for people to keep watching The Big Door Prize Wednesdays on Apple TV+. Thank you both.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks.
This machine is reminding people our lives have more than one possible path.
This machine is
validating,
mysterious,
magic,
destiny,
your future.
I have so many questions.
Same.
The people in this town completely upended their lives because of a card they got from a machine.
That thing will tell you your life's potential.
The Morphos made everybody think about their dreams. And now it's saying,
Are you ready for the next stage?
how do we get to the next stage? Maybe this is something that you need to see about yourself.
When you see it, even if you don't want to see it, you know exactly what it means.
Yes, Giorgio.
Is Superstar the best morpho potential anyone's ever got?
No.
All sorts of magical things are taking place.
I think it's time for things to change.
Cassie's becoming my eyes and ears and right hand.
Well, if you're acting as Giorgio's right hand, you're going to have your work cut out for you. Every time I come closer to something that scares me, I pull back.
I think we need time apart.
What about the next stage for me?
If you wanted to find out, I'd go with you.
There are endless possibilities.
Are you sure you want to do this? Isn't it better to know?